What's going on, guys? It's Sunday morning, early, 6:30, and we got a fun one today. We're gonna meet Jeremy and his family over here at the Harborage Marina in St. Pete. Jeremy is taking delivery of a brand new 32 Boston Whaler Vantage down in Fort Myers. So we got a fun little trip today. We're getting up early, getting down there hopefully about 9:30, getting on the boat, heading back up here. This is kind of his first, this is definitely his first twin outboard boat. His experience is pretty limited so far, so this is a whole new monster for him. So we're gonna meet up together here soon at the marina. We're gonna run down to Fort Myers, hop on the boat. We're gonna train him on the way back up to St. Pete. We're probably gonna run the intercoastal just for training purposes. That way, you know, a lot more opportunity there to teach him how to understand the markers and stay out of all the shallow water, you know, between 100 miles between Fort Myers and St. Pete. We'll probably stop at Cabbage Key for lunch. He's bringing the family. It's always, you know, a good stop halfway along the way. So it's going to be a good run. We'll see how the weather goes. It's obviously late July, a lot of thunderstorms around, so we'll see what happens with all that. It's one of those things, you just got to keep going. No matter what the weather does, just keep on going. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting day for Jeremy. We got I haven't really calculated the route all the way yet, but you know, I've run that route so many times I don't really think about it anymore. But it's 100 miles, maybe 120 miles since we got to go up the bay to downtown St. Pete, if you know what I mean. So we'll see how it goes.
We lured over Sunday morning, for the most part, up and up.
Looks great, dude.
And
Looks great.
so, I'm like,
Port Sanibel Marina. That's where they staged the boat so we can come get it. But didn't end up at Marine Max, but there she is. Got a new sea deck installed. Ready to go. I like these old sport fishes. It's a custom, Carolina custom of some sort. These sharp lines on that.
all right.
We made it. So how I like to set these fenders up is, you know, you got your one line right here on one end. Now, when you're at a floating dock, right? So, let's see. Floating dock. There's no floating dock to be seen. Oh, right there by the boat ramp, that floating dock over there. That's when you use the fender in a vertical position. What kind of dock is this?
Well, I assume it's a fixed
It's
dock.
a fixed dock, right? So look, when you pull your boat up to a fixed dock, all right, you don't put out fenders ahead of time.
Okay.
Because what's going to hit the dock first, no matter what? The rub rail. Your rub rail is going to lean up against the dock.
Okay.
So we set fender, like right now, we could set the fenders out after we get tied up, and you can save one of those extra lines for the other end of this.
Okay.
And really the proper way to do it is to do it horizontally, hang it off the boat horizontally with each end,
Okay.
in between the piling and the boat. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Other than that, the rub rail does the work as long as the piling doesn't have a lot of barnacles or nasty sharp objects, stuff like that.
And where's the floating one that you're referring to?
It's right here by the boat ramp.
Okay, no, I see it. Okay. Because
So every time you come up to a dock, that's part of your crew's job here is, hey, is it a fixed or floating dock? And then then you set the boat up accordingly.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So vertical if it's floating, horizontal if it's fixed.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. After the fact, because what happens if you pull up to a fixed dock, and this dock's actually not bad. They kind of tuck the pilings inside the dock, but generally they're not like that. The pilings are sticking out.
Okay.
So when you pull up to a fixed dock like that with fenders out, what do the fenders do? They just hang up.
Yeah.
They hang up and then they mess you up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Cool. So what's the first thing you got to do on this boat is find your battery switches, right? So do you know where those are?
I do not.
They're right behind the helm seat there.
Okay, down here?
Yep, and they were already on when I got here.
Okay.
Let's swing that helm chair out of the way. It should rotate. Just open that up.
Give it to her then. I don't care.
Okay, and your ignition switches on this boat are in here as well.
Okay.
Now, one thing you got to know, okay, you see they're separated, right? So house batteries and then engine batteries.
Yep.
Right? On that engine battery, you see the yellow setting where it's highlighted yellow?
Yes.
Go ahead and flip that engine switch down one more time. Okay, that's your emergency start. Okay, so if you ever come to the boat one time and you go to start one of the motors, click, 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 nothing happens, one of those batteries is dead.
Okay.
So when one of those batteries is dead, you put it on emergency start.
Okay.
And it combines the batteries so you can get that motor started. And then you know you got an issue.
Yeah.
Why is my battery dead? Is it bad or is it just dead because it got drawn? You know, something was drawing it.
Okay.
Right?
But normally when you would come on, these would both be in the off position.
In the off, yeah. And don't run it around on the emergency.
Yeah. Okay.
It's designed to charge both batteries
Okay.
individually. So this boat, it doesn't have a generator, but you can hook up shore power.
Okay, so you can plug it in. And
Yeah, so it's probably got a battery charger, and then you have that outlet back there if you were to sleep on the boat one night or something like that.
Okay.
At a marina.
Okay.
All right, so you on this generation, it's a push to start, so you got your port and starboard push to start there.
So do you turn it then? Because it's got start here. Are you saying it's something?
No, it's push to start. Yeah, push to start. Okay, check your mercury gauge there. They use Simrad screens for the mercury display.
Okay.
And then you got your Raymarine. We'll get you a chip for the Raymarine when we get home.
Okay. And is that like an annual subscription thing?
No, it's a one-time chip. The best chip they sell is it's like $300. I forgot the name of it, but it has the super detailed what they call fishing chart,
okay,
where it's got all the contour lines and stuff on it.
Okay.
That's probably the best one to get. I use that one all the time. It will look like the Navionics app on your screen.
Okay.
Now, unless you update that, which you don't really need to update it that often, maybe every 2 or 3 years.
It's just like a GPS. It'll
Yeah, you have to take it out and do it and update it again.
Okay.
All right. Joystick, right?
Yep.
Skyhook, right? Did you mess with that on the sea trial?
Yeah.
You know what that is? That's your autopilot. So
Yeah,
autopilot
I'll
on this
need to learn
boat
how to
is
do that.
yeah, we're going to use it a lot today.
Okay.
Is integrated on the Mercury joystick.
Okay.
Trim tabs, right? What are trim tabs?
Make the engine go up and down.
Nope. So that's engine trim. Engine trim is up and down on the motors.
Okay, so what are the trim tabs?
Trim tabs are those 2 metal plates on each corner of
okay.
the transom.
That's right.
That's what balances the boat out when you got, uneven weight. It helps you decide how the boat runs in certain conditions.
Okay.
Okay. Active trim, we'll turn that on. So active trim has nothing to do with the trim tabs. All active trim is it takes care of the engine trim as you're running, so you don't have to trim up yourself.
Okay.
Because technically when you take off the whole shot, motors are supposed to be trimmed all the way down.
Right.
When you get up to plane, you can trim them up, 1, 2, 3 on the up, but that takes care of it for you.
Okay.
All right. VHF, we'll get into that later. But that's pretty self-explanatory right now. Yeah, go ahead and do a bilge check real quick. It actually looks pretty clean in there. That's a good sign. I don't know if they did any cleaning or not, but there's not a lot of water stains or rust in here.
Okay.
Looks like it's been pretty well taken care of. Usually you open them up after boats that are 5 years old. There's rust stains and water stains everywhere.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
But it's got the reverso flush system. That's nice.
It's all
But
crooked.
you know, you want to always take a peek in here before you start your day. It's a good habit to get into.
Okay.
I know there's nothing really in here that you need to service or do on a daily basis. We don't have a generator. We don't have air conditioning, but you know, it's good to check your bilge pump floats, right? So you see that your float switches down there. You can check those for operation when you on
Are
the.
those the blue and white, or is that the
Yep,
thing
so-
that says 200 on, or 2000 on it?
So that's the bilge pump. So
Okay.
the bilge pump are those two in the center,
Okay.
and then the float switches are the two white boxes next to them.
Okay.
When the water gets high enough, those floats raise, and then it kicks them on
Yeah.
automatically, whether the battery switches are on or not. That's how they're supposed to be wired. So the boat should always pump itself out.
Is that looks like it through hole?
It is. That is a through hole for the live well. And then see that big thing under the live well? That's your transducer. So this boat 100% has a transducer.
Okay. Well,
It's actually a 1,000 watt transducer. That's a big transducer. So you got a good transducer on here.
okay. So the reason they can't do it is because they don't have a chip. Is that what the deal is? Or
No. The chip is just for your chart.
okay.
It'll read depth. It's reading depth right now.
Okay.
But the chart is for, you got to know where you're going before you get there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So
Okay.
on
But that
the
should also be the fish finder as well, right?
what, the chart?
No, the
That for that, yeah, it should.
Okay.
It should be reading right now.
okay.
I mean, as long as it's hooked up, which looks like it's hooked up, unless there's a problem with it.
Okay.
All right. So where do boats sink? Generally
These
through holes.
These supposedly don't.
Well, it'll bob.
no.
So where boats sink at through holes,
Okay.
hoses, hose clamps. It's always that, generally,
Okay.
90% of the time, unless you hit something.
Right.
And then if you hit something, you should know that you hit something, right?
Yeah.
So where that live well attaches to, that through hole,
Yes.
what do you notice about that? What is it made out of? Plastic, but it's actually
PVC
Marlon.
or something?
Yeah, it's Marlon.
Okay.
Marlon is like a super strong plastic. They're not supposed to break, but
Okay.
when they age, they can,
Okay.
and they have been known to.
Okay.
So
So that white cylindrical is the live well.
yeah, and then you have a through hole for, you see the green with the green and black hose?
Yep.
That is for your macerator, for your holding tank. So when you're 3 miles offshore, you can discharge your holding tank, but you have to come down here and open that valve up.
Okay.
See that valve? See how it's
the
turned
one
90
that says
degrees?
flow? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
with
one with the zip tie on it.
correct. There you go. And then you can turn your macerator on, and it'll suck that black tank completely dry. It'll put it out in the water.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering how.
But
that
Coast Guard regs, that has to be closed, and it's supposed to be zip tied closed. But it's funny, you know, it has a zip tie, but the zip tie is not doing anything. So technically speaking, it's supposed to be zip tied closed, so it
What
can't
would it be
open.
zip tied to?
Sometimes they have like a
hook or something?
Yeah, like a little hole or a hook that it's supposed to not let the valve move.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But back to the boat sinking. Boats sink at hoses, through holes, seacocks. So if you have a ton of water in this boat, high water alarm goes off for whatever reason, you come in here and you have a lot of water, you start shutting off these through holes.
Okay.
Shut them all off. You got to figure out the problem.
Yeah, you assume it's probably coming in through one of those maybe.
Yep. Yep. Or a hose clamp fails, and hose clamps do fail. But you notice how all these hose clamps are they're in good shape. I mean, they're not really rusted, which is kind of surprising for a boat of this age.
It only had 200 hours on the engine.
Yeah, so I guess it didn't get run very much.
So,
All right.
okay. Awesome.
These are your
table for us to see.
your table. These two black boxes right here, those are your power steering pumps
Okay.
for the engines. That's how you get your power steering to the wheel. So if you ever, steering becomes stiff or whatever, you got an issue with those.
Okay.
All right. See those two pumps there's two of them. There's one there and one there
The blue.
with the blue ring.
Yeah.
Those are they're called diaphragm pumps.
Okay.
They go whoop, whoop, whoop. They make a funny sound. They have like a rubber valve in there. That's what pumps your fish boxes out.
Okay.
One for each side.
The fish boxes, which are
These right here, one right here under me and one over there, port and starboard side.
okay.
So, your ice, fish guts, all that, it's supposed to get it out of there.
Okay. Yeah, we never opened those. So.
Yep.
And then there's a little fish, like a live well up front too.
There is a live well up there.
I think so.
No, you can use 1 ply toilet paper.
Okay.
Yeah, put it in the that bag that I gave you.
But nothing else. You know anything else besides one ply? All right, so one thing I want to bring up that's pretty important. Go to your throttle there, your control. So you got kids, right?
Yep.
And then you're going to have other people's kids and all sorts of stuff on the boat. And I mean, shoot, even adults can make this an accident. But
So there's a safety switch?
throttle only.
Okay.
Okay, so throttle only.
Okay.
It takes it out of gear.
Neutral.
That's right.
Okay.
But it'll lunge fast, and all it takes is a little bump, and it'll do it.
Take off. Okay.
Throttle only. There's actually a video probably a year ago of a captain in the Keys. I don't know if you ever saw that, but he was with the customers, and he was by himself. He didn't have a mate, and he was at the back of the boat doing something with some fish, and
Somebody hit it.
one of the customers hit the throttle and threw him into the water.
Okay.
And then he went ballistic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. Yeah, you can go ahead and start with the stern one here. So look, it's wrapped up high up here. Go ahead and undo it up there. Before we pushed off the dock, I definitely wanted to get Jeremy's son involved with at least helping untie the boat. Without hesitation, he hopped right up on the dock and went to work. Definitely think it's beneficial for all family members and these kids to definitely get going with this as soon as possible, learning the lines, learning how to help dad or captain out, whoever that may be, behind the wheel. It definitely helps reduce stress in these docking situations. All right, so first, the simplest way to operate this boat, obviously you have a joystick, but I want to teach you the foundations, the fundamentals, right?
Okay.
Of using the controls. I want you to get used to the controls, and part of getting used to the controls is operating this boat without the steering wheel, with just the controls on twin engine boats, right?
Okay.
Super simple. All right. So back of the boat's called what?
The stern.
Stern, right? All right, so stern. We always want to leave the dock with the stern first.
Okay.
Where do you steer the boat? At the stern. You're moving the stern of the boat. You're not moving the bow of the boat.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we took the bow off the dock right now, what would happen to the stern?
It would hit the dock.
It would hit the dock. Do we want that? No.
Probably not.
We got 100 grand sitting on the back of the boat. We don't want that to happen. So we want to move the stern to the port
Okay.
off the dock. So which one would you put in reverse to make that happen? Starboard's that side of the boat.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, and then go ahead and put port and forward at the same time. Port and forward, right there. This is called a rotation. All we're doing is creating space. It's okay if the rub rail leans on that piling. That's what the pilings are for.
Okay.
See what it's doing here?
Yep.
Okay, now give me an all reverse. Just like that. Now watch it come off the dock. That's gonna leave. The bow's gonna leave that piling. Watch the stern. Now, if you want to bring the bow off the dock now to head out of this canal, which one would you put in forward? Starboard, perfect, go ahead. Easy on the throttle, easy, it'll move, it'll move, it'll move. Just gotta be patient with it. Just leave it in gear right there. This is called walking a boat.
Okay. Like a little crab of some sort there.
Getting used to your controls is the most important part about doing this.
Okay.
Just using the joystick won't teach you anything. Okay, neutral?
Yeah.
Neutral?
Yeah.
Neutral is green lights.
Okay.
So if you're not sure whether you're in neutral, green lights on the joystick. Yep. All right, put it in all forward. Okay, now you can use your steering wheel. Just give it a minute to respond. Okay, so this is an idle speed zone. So you want to pull those throttles back to idle. Good, so we want 650, 700 on the RPMs there.
Okay.
While we're cruising through this residential canal. We're gonna go straight ahead. You see this red right here? This red is the boundary. We don't want to go past that red over there.
When you say red, what do you mean?
This red marker?
Oh, okay.
That red marker. You heard the rule, red, right, return, right?
Yeah.
So red on your right when you're returning from larger body to a smaller body of water. So that's why it's on your port right now. We're going out to a larger body of water. It's saying, hey, there's shallow water over here to our port. We don't want to go on the other side of these reds. And that's also a red there. They just had the sign on the back side. Push it down just a little bit. Good, that's good. Good, a little bit more.
Kind of like the zero turn.
Well, your fuel's on the port side, but that's okay. We'll just pull the hose across. This is better practice anyway, right? Okay, just keep doing what you're doing. You're good. Now, always approach a dock, a side tie dock like this at a 45-degree angle. So go to neutral real fast, all neutral. Good. You're coming in at a nice pace. Give me an all forward one time. Okay, neutral. Okay, which one reverse? Port, right? Awesome. Not too much. Good, neutral, 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 neutral. Good. Why do you not want to give it too much throttle right there in reverse? Because then you'll pull the bow away and you'll stop your momentum.
Yeah.
You always want momentum coming to the dock. Just let it come in and give me a, stop the boat real quick, give me an all reverse. And done, neutral. Nice, how you doing? Good, good. Yeah, we're gonna get some fuel. Stopped in here to Sanibel Marina. The boat was dead empty of fuel. Good, good thing we checked it before we headed north. There's not a ton of fueling options down here in this part of Sanibel, Fort Myers area, so had to stop in here before we head north about 11 o'clock. Hopefully we get into Cabbage Key on time. All right, wheels straight, right? So which part of the boat do we need to get off the dock first? Okay, how are you gonna do that? Walk me through it.
What's the right side again?
Starboard?
Starboard.
Yep.
Reverse.
Okay, and? Port forward?
A little bit, yeah.
Yep, go ahead. Be decisive about it. I know you're moving slow. Just be decisive, though. You're good. Just let it happen. Let it
There's
happen.
another dolphin right there. We're okay to...
Okay, look at your stern here. Okay, go ahead all back. Good, it'll pull right off. No, you're good. You're good. Be patient. Be patient. Boats don't move like cars. You got to give them a minute. Okay, which one forward and which one reverse? And which one reverse? The starboard's in forward, port's in reverse.
Okay.
You haven't put it in reverse yet.
I didn't?
No. Listen to the engines. That's your tell. I don't care if it's got a digital screen that says forward, neutral, reverse. Listen to the engines. It'll tell you everything. Go ahead, put them in gear. Good, right there. You hear them clunk, right?
Yeah.
All right, you can use the wheel now. Nice job. All right, we took on about a couple 100 gallons of fuel. We didn't fill it all the way up, but it was kind of expensive at this marina. Dang near close to $6. So took on a couple 100 gallons. We're gonna take, go into the Sanibel Causeway real quick, hop in the intercoastal, head north to Cabbage Key. All right, well, change of plans. We didn't do Cabbage Key like we thought. I forgot that they don't allow dogs on the island, so they didn't want to leave the dog on the boat. So we came up a little here to Placida, and we're at Stump Pass, Lighthouse Point restaurant right here. Looks pretty cool, but got a few issues going on with the boat. I think we got a couple dead house batteries. Some of the switches and stuff aren't really working on the boat, so we're dealing with all that. I got a little bit of water in the bilge, got high water alarms going off. Nothing crazy, nothing alarming, but just working through some of those issues on the way up, but we're getting there. Got about 60 miles to go before we hit St. Pete, so go eat some lunch real quick. We'll be back. All right, good. Clear back there, clear back here. All right, hang on. So remember, no steering wheel, right? So one motor at a time in gear. One motor, go ahead. One motor at a time and alternate them. So just start with starboard. Starboard forward. Okay, neutral. Do port forward now. Good, neutral. Back to starboard forward. This lets you control your pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, starboard forward. Now port reverse, right?
Yeah.
Port reverse, come on. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Okay, we're gonna make this rotation. You gotta get the bow around in this wind.
Yep.
Okay, good. Good.
Careful, your pants get wet in those seats. I soaked it up with
Keep doing what you're doing. You're looking good. Good, very good. That was a good rotation there. You had good timing on it. If you waited too late to do that rotation, what would happen? You'd end up over here in the bow of helm.
Yeah.
Right?
Did we pass it? Was it right back
No,
there?
Stump Pass is right across, right over there. So
right
we can,
there.
if you want to take the quick way home, we can go ahead and try to come out Stump Pass and just take the Gulf home, so we don't have to do any more no wake.
That's probably best, huh?
So we can go fast the whole time?
Yeah.
We can go fast.
Hey, straight across. See the markers there? Straight. Easy. Green and red. See them?
Oh yeah, okay.
He's on your right. He's on your starboard. They have the right of way. You got to slow down. Okay, go where he went. Out to the right there. Okay, straight. Okay, go ahead. Give us some throttle. Come on. Come to the right. Alright, well, we made it. Downtown St. Pete, Bayboro Harbor. I did pretty good on time, about 4 o'clock. Stopped at Lighthouse Point at Stump Pass. We popped out Stump Pass and ran up the beach. You can hear this high water alarm going off. It's, I think the float's just stuck. I've messed with it 100 times, but I can't really get it to go off. It just keeps coming back on. So we've been listening to this high water alarm for the last 2 hours. But pull into the marina here, get it tied up, hopefully get the boat out of the water this evening, because we got some dead batteries, I believe, house batteries. The boat was left on overnight before we got there. Luckily the engine batteries were okay, but basically all the electronics on the boat, all the switches and stuff are not operable at the moment, including the high water alarm that's freaking out. But did get on time. Got a little storm coming over there. Not a bad run. You got your wheel straight? Right there. Okay. Just use the controls and walking. We're gonna keep going down. Good. Which one reverse? Good. Just keep doing that. Okay, all forward. Okay, neutral. Which one reverse? Good. Which one forward? Yep. Go ahead, get it in gear. Okay. Okay, all forward. Which one reverse? Which one reverse? Nope. Starboard reverse. Come on, starboard reverse. Walk it over. Okay, neutral. All neutral. Good, right there. Which one forward? No. Starboard forward. Which one reverse? Right there. Good. Easy. You don't need throttle. Just let it come in. Which one reverse? Good, keep it in reverse. Okay, all neutral? Neutral, green light. All right, which one reverse? Good, just leave it like that. Okay, neutral. All right, good. What's up, buddy? How you been?
Good.
You can shut them off.